Hello viewers, this is Wolf here. Welcome to Wolf's Haven and to some more Monster Hunter figure reviews. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Capcom Figure Builder PLUS Volume 23. So we're going to be diving even deeper into Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak with this pack, with some pretty cool monsters being featured. So if we just quickly scan around to the box and see what's featured in this, if we look to this side here, you can see that we're going to get a Stalos here. Then we have Gormagala, Garangolm, and on this side here, we have some subspecies. So we have Magma Almudron, we have Aurora Somnicanth, and Seregios right here. So some pretty cool monsters in this pack, and I'm really looking forward to unboxing these, putting them together, and seeing what they look like. So without any further ado, let's open these up and see what we get. So starting with the first pack here. Oh, okay. So, seeing this, I already know what this is. This is going to be a translucent version of Lunagoron, and if this tail is any indicator of how vibrant this is going to look, I'm actually really excited to assemble this. So, I'm looking forward to that Lunagoron later on. But here, we have the sticker for Seregios here, which looks really cool. So pretty happy to have that. So, without any further ado, we'll take a look at Seregios right here. So of course, a bit of a large package here, but just two wings that we have to attach onto Seregios' body. And Seregios is looking very brilliant with that dazzling gold and oranges all around his body here. So we'll of course assemble that a little bit later and take a closer look once he's all together. So now on to box 2. So we get another piece for Lunagoron here. So for the sticker, we have Aurora Somnicanth. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at Somnicanth. And yeah, some of the patterning on this large fin for Somnicanth is looking pretty cool. Just can't wait to assemble that later. I'm liking the colors on this thing. So now into box 3. So let's see what we have here. Alright, we have Magma Almudron. Really cool looking sticker. And of course, more of those parts. So here we have Magma Almudron, and honestly, man, the coloration here is looking pretty good. Like, I can't wait to put this together, but I'm liking how distinct these oranges are. We'll definitely take a look at that a little bit later. Now on to box 4. So this one looks like Garangolm, I think? Yeah, this is Garangolm. Just a very ominous looking sticker here, again with those glowing eyes. The face looks so weird too. But yeah, here we have Garangolm. Looking pretty cool. We'll definitely assemble that a bit later. Onto the penultimate box. Okay, so yeah, we have a Stalos here. So this is one of the monsters I was actually really looking forward to seeing in statue form, specifically because of those wings. It almost has like that butterfly wing effect, which looks really good. So I can't wait to see that as it's like after it's fully assembled. And then, of course, can't forget a Stalos' sticker here. And onto the final box, number 6. So this is going to be Gormagala. And yeah, this is looking like a very hefty figure here. Those wings are absolutely massive. This looks like it's going to dwarf its own stand as well. So let's put these all together, and then, yeah, we'll take a look at all of these statues. And of course, yeah, we have Gormagala's icon right here. It's looking pretty cool. So here we have all of the figures from Volume 23 completely assembled here. So we're going to take a look at them one by one. So we're going to start off with Garangolm, actually. So Garangolm here, it doesn't actually look too bad. I think it's probably my least favorite within this set. I've never really been a huge fan of Garangolm's design personally. But I do think that the way that they captured it here in figure form does look pretty good. Especially with the different segments here and some of the texturing. The different distressed parts of the body and some of the subtle coloring, like the greens blending with the browns around here. Looking pretty cool overall, but definitely not my favorite. I think it's pretty decent, to be honest. There's a bit of detail on the face there. You can kind of make out the nose. Not too much detail in the eyes, of course. There's a bit of cracking on the jaw, which I think is actually pretty cool there as well. But yeah, like I said, pretty standard. Nothing too crazy with this one here. So this one's definitely my least favorite of this set. But from there, we're gonna take a look at Magma Almudron, and this is the one when I took it out of the packaging. The thing that I immediately noticed was these oranges on the tail here for the magma, and this looks so good. The way that they did the colors on this, it almost looks like it's glowing, which I think is so cool. It stands out so much from the rest of the body here, and I do like how we have these little orange lines, these little magma lines going in between here. Like, visually, this thing kind of reminds me of Agnactor from the older games, with a lot of those orange segments around the body, which I do think is pretty cool. The little tendril here, or whisker, whatever you want to call that, that has a very bright orange color, almost to the point where it almost looks like it's just glowing. A bit of orange on the underside as well, too. Overall, this looks pretty cool, and there's like some subtle colors here with like these kind of darkish blues here. But yeah, this one is definitely an eye-catcher out of this set, particularly because of the magma on the tail. On the underside of the tail here, you can see more of this stuff down here as well. So yeah, this Almudron, really, I think they did a good job with this here. So on to Aurora Somnicanth now. So this is another one that I thought looked really good in the set as well. Again, this color combination is really good. This, like the blues with a bit of silver, contrasted with these tan colors with the green or kind of teal underbody here, looks very good. And these little tiny blue spikes all the way going along the length of the tail looks really good here. I think they did capture Aurora Somnicanth pretty well here in this figure form. Take a look to the face here. Again, not a whole lot of detail on the face itself, but you can definitely make out the colors around the eyes and even a little bit inside the mouth as well too, and the little teal colors going on the underbody. And of course, there's this little pattern, which these are supposed to be like the Tomoe in a circle on Somnicanth's chest, which I think is very cool. I do like how that displays very prominently here. But the design that actually is very eye-catching is definitely the back here, where we have these blue designs, like this kind of striping going all the way down the back here. And like I said, with these little silver parts of the fins, contrasting like this very nicely, even on this lower section here. So like Somnicanth, Aurora Somnicanth looks really good. I was a big fan of Somnicanth's original design, but Aurora, especially with how they've captured it here, at this scale, looks very good. I think it looks better than the original, to be quite honest, so pretty happy with that. So now for the last three, I guess we'll take a look at... let's do Gormagala. So, the one thing that I'm actually quite surprised about here... well, I guess I'm not that surprised, but I guess it's just the sheer size of Gormagala here in comparison to the other figures, especially when you compare this to some of the older sets of figure builder statues. I feel like Gormagala is definitely on the larger side of things, and that's of course due to its massive wingspan here. Not too much, there's not really much to talk about in terms of the color. Like, it does look very good, you know, Gormagala, just having that black color, the abundance of black all around its body. And then, of course, on the underside of the wings, where we have this green color down there, mixing with some purples, especially in the underbody here, which then kind of hides a bit of bronze on these scales and the spikes in the underbody. I think they did capture this quite nicely, especially, they did add a little bit of a sheen effect on these bronzes, especially on the tail going all the way down as well. So I do think that looks pretty cool, as well as the colors on the claws on the wings here as well. I think definitely the thing that's the most eye-catching about Gormagala in this scale is definitely the size of the wings here, and then also the design of the wings, how they look very torn and distressed at the very tips of them. Looks very rugged, so this is a pretty cool design. I think they did a good job capturing Gormagala at the scale as well. I do have a figure builder creator's model of Gormagala that I still need to do a review on, so it'll be interesting seeing how this compares to the larger one. So now we have Seregios and Astalos. I think we'll take a look at Seregios first. So, of course, Seregios is definitely going to look very vibrant here with those very bright golds around the body. Going down the tail, you can just see like the golds contrasting with those oranges, that pattern going through the tail, which then kind of extends onward through the legs into the talons as well. So it does look pretty cool, and I do love this design where we have that big blade on the top of the head, which has a cool color combo with that orange and the silvers, and just how it's separated from the two different spikes there. Or the two different blades, rather. So this does look really cool. You got a blue eye right there, and then on the back, just more gold and some browns on the membrane of the wing here. Yeah, I do think that they did a good job with Seregios here. This actually does look pretty good. Especially with some of the textures that they've done on the scales themselves. I feel like this is actually a really nice looking Seregios for sure. And now, last but not least, we're going to look at Astalos, which this might be my favorite of the whole set. I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to check this out once it's fully assembled, because I've always thought that Astalos looked really cool with its wing design. The color combination is also really good too. Like, I love the greens. With green and black always goes well together, but I also love how the oranges contrast that color combo as well. And those wings are just very vibrant. That's the first thing that you notice here, and it almost looks like it has a bit of a glowing effect too once light hits it as well. It's a very vibrant looking figure here. And then, yeah, the design, how they captured the tail here with the claw, looks really good with these blues. And some of the orange highlights going down the underside of the body here. And this very rugged look on the very top of the head with these greens and kind of brownish serrated parts going up the top of the body. Looking really good. So I think, and I love the pose on this as well too. But yeah, I think if I were to pick favorites out of this, I think definitely Astalos is 100% my favorite out of this set. Honestly, it's kind of a tough pick between Astalos, Seregios, and maybe even Magma Almudron. Because all three of these, I think these are the three best looking ones out of this whole set. Aurora Somnicant is also pretty good as well. But I think my least favorite is probably going to be Garen Golem. So now we of course have the translucent statue, which this is going to be Luna Garon here. And I have to say that I absolutely love the color that they made for this translucent version of this monster here. Because like it has this very nice dark blue, which at the edges almost has a bit of a glowing effect. And I think that just looks really good with Luna Garon's design here. I think out of all of the translucent figures that have come throughout these packs, especially some of the older ones in the past, this is probably hands down my favorite of this style of statue here. I just love the color on this, especially once light hits it. It just looks very good. But yeah, that's going to conclude the Volume 23 pack here. Some very hard hitters, some really cool monsters added into Rise. Some cool subspecies, because Aurora Somnicanth and Magma Almudron are really cool. And, you know, it was cool seeing Gormagala for the first time, because I never really got that far in 4. But yeah, overall some pretty cool statues here. And that's going to conclude the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it informative. There's definitely going to be more Monster Hunter figures and content coming in the future, so I hope you guys stay tuned for all of that. But until then, I hope you guys have a good day or good night, depending on where you are, and I will see you all later.